You are right on time. I know you just rolled your eyes at me. That is perfectly fine. Roll them again if you need to, because by the time this is over, those same eyes are going to be wide open with wonder at the life that is already being prepared for you. But first, before we get into the good stuff, I want to ask you something. When was the last time you looked at someone else's life and thought, why not me? Why is everything working out for them, and I am still here, waiting, wondering, working, and getting absolutely nowhere fast? If you have ever felt that, if that thought has ever crept into your mind at 2 a.m. when you could not sleep, and the ceiling was your only company, then you are in exactly the right place. Welcome, darling. You belong here. Now let me paint you a little picture. Somewhere in the world right now, someone just got the job they prayed for. Someone just met the love of their life in the most ridiculous, unplanned, completely unexpected way, probably at a petrol station arguing over the last bottle of sparkling water. Someone just received the call they had been waiting years for. And meanwhile, you are sitting there watching other people's highlight reels, eating your third biscuit, wondering why the universe seems to have misplaced your file. I see you. I have been there. And I am here to tell you, with every ounce of faith in my being, the universe has not misplaced your file. It has been working on it, carefully, deliberately, with a precision that would make the finest Swiss watchmaker weep with admiration. Here is the truth that most people are too proud or too panicked to admit. We are terrible at knowing what we actually need, and we are even worse at knowing when we need it. We think we know. We make our little lists. We set our little timelines. I should be married by this age, promoted by that year, financially free by this particular Tuesday. And when life does not match our spreadsheet, we conclude that something has gone horribly wrong. But what if nothing has gone wrong? What if everything is going exactly right, just not on your schedule, because your schedule was made without full information? Here is the delicious irony of being human. We demand control over a life we barely understand. We want to direct a play we did not write, on a stage we did not build, with actors we did not cast. And then we are shocked, when the production does not go according to our notes. This is the core of your struggle, and I want to be very honest with you about it, because I love you too much to be polite when the truth is so much more useful. You are not struggling because you are unlucky. You are not struggling because the universe is cruel, or indifferent, or has favorites, and you are simply not one of them. You are struggling because you have been fighting the clock. You have been trying to force the fruit off the tree before it is ripe. And if you have ever eaten an unripe mango, and I suspect some of you have, you know exactly what that experience is like. It is terrible. It makes your mouth do things you did not consent to. And the mango that was forced off the tree early never becomes what it was supposed to be because it never had the chance. Now I want to give you something practical. I want to give you a framework, a simple, clear, beautiful way of looking at your life that will change the way you walk through every single day. Are you ready? Good. Here it is. Everything in life operates on a frequency of readiness. Not just your readiness, but the readiness of all the moving pieces that must come together to create the life you are calling in. Think about it this way. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not stand over it every morning shouting, "Grow." What is taking so long? I planted you 6 days ago. My neighbor planted hers at the same time, and look at her sprouts. No. You water it. You trust the soil. You trust the sun. You trust the invisible, miraculous process happening beneath the surface that you cannot see, but that is absolutely, undeniably real. Your life is that seed. And just because you cannot see the roots forming does not mean the roots are not forming. Just because you cannot see the work being done does not mean the work is not being done. In fact, the most important growth always happens underground, in the dark, in the quiet, in the place where no one else can see it. Your season of waiting is not a season of nothing. It is a season of everything happening at the level you cannot yet perceive. There is a principle as old as wisdom itself, and it goes like this. There is a perfect time for every perfect thing. Not a good time, not a convenient time, a perfect time. And the moment that perfect alignment arrives, when you are ready, when the other pieces are ready, When the circumstances have been arranged, just so things will move with a speed and a grace that will make your head spin. People will say, "You were lucky." You will know the truth. You were prepared. Now here is where I want to get a little personal with you, because scripts and principles are lovely, but real life is where the rubber meets the road. How many of you have looked back at something you desperately wanted, a relationship, a job, a move to a certain city, and you did not get it when you wanted it, and at the time you were devastated? But now, looking back from where you stand today, you can see with perfect clarity that if you had gotten that thing at that time, it would have been an absolute disaster. How many of you are nodding right now? I can see you nodding from here. Because every single one of us has at least one of those stories. The prayer that was not answered the way we wanted, that turned out to be the greatest mercy of our lives. That ex you cried about for 3 months, the one who is now someone else's very expensive lesson, you were protected from that. That job you did not get, that you were convinced was your big break, and then 6 months later the company folded, you were redirected from that. The apartment you lost out on that turned out to be above the world's loudest neighbor who owned 17 cats, you were spared from that. The universe, my friend, has a track record with you. And if you look honestly at your life, you will see that it has not failed you as often as you think. It has simply not obeyed you. And there is a significant difference. So now, let us talk about what to actually do. Because faith without action is just wishful thinking in a nice outfit, and I refuse to leave you with only lovely words when there are beautiful, practical, life-changing things you can begin doing right now, today, before this video even ends. The first thing I want you to do, and this is your first small step, your action from this video, is to write down one thing that did not work out the way you wanted, that you can now see worked out better than you planned. Just one. Get a piece of paper, or open your notes app, or write it on the back of your hand if that is what is available. Write it down. This is not a gratitude exercise for the sake of being nice. This is evidence collection. You are building a case file, a personal, irrefutable body of evidence that the timing of your life has served you before, which means it is serving you now, even when you cannot see how. Because here is what happens when you start collecting that evidence. You retrain your nervous system. You literally rewire the way your brain responds to delay. Instead of delay triggering panic, it starts to trigger curiosity. Instead of, "Why is this not happening yet?" you begin to ask, "What wonderful thing is being prepared?" That is not naivety. That is not sticking your head in the sand and pretending life is perfect when it is not. That is wisdom. That is the highest, most sophisticated, most productive response to uncertainty that any human being can choose. Let us also talk about what you are saying to yourself while you wait. Because the words you speak out loud and in the quiet chambers of your own mind are not decorations. They are instructions. They are seeds going into the soil of your life, and they will grow. Every single one of them will grow. So the question is not whether your words have power. The question is whether you are planting a garden or a thorn bush. Here is what most people say while they wait. Nothing ever works out for me. I always miss my chance. Good things happen for other people, not for me. Maybe I am just not meant to have the life I want. And then, and this is the part that breaks my heart, they say all of that feel terrible and wonder why their life feels like it is standing still. Do you see the loop? You cannot speak defeat and expect victory. You cannot plant doubt and harvest faith. The soil of the universe is extraordinarily fertile, and it grows what you give it with remarkable faithfulness. So let us try something different. Let us try some words that actually work. Repeat after me, and I mean this. Say it out loud if you can, because spoken words carry a vibration that silent thoughts do not. Say, "I trust the timing of my life completely. I am in the right place at the right time. What is mine cannot be taken from me, and it will not miss me. The perfect opportunities, the perfect people, the perfect circumstances are making their way to me right now. I do not need to force anything. I do not need to panic. I am being guided. I am being prepared. I am on my way." Now, how did that feel? If it felt a little awkward, that is completely normal. Saying something new always feels like wearing someone else's shoes for the first minute. A little strange, a little stiff, but you keep walking, and they become yours. That is how affirmation works. Not because you say it once and the heavens open and money falls from the sky, but because you say it consistently. You say it with feeling, and over time, your inner world shifts. And when your inner world shifts, your outer world has no choice but to follow. Let me explain the science of this, because some of you are beautifully logical people who need to understand the mechanism before you will trust the method, and I respect that completely. Your brain has something called a reticular activating system. Yes, that is a real thing, not something I invented for dramatic effect. It is essentially your brain's filter system. It determines what information gets through to your conscious awareness out of the millions of bits of data your brain processes every single second. And here is the fascinating part. It filters based on what you believe is important and what you believe is true. So when you walk around believing that opportunities pass you by, your reticular activating system filters out opportunities, not because they do not exist, but because your brain has been told they are not relevant to you. But when you begin to affirm with consistency and conviction that opportunities are coming to you, that good things are on their way, that you are exactly where you need to be, your brain begins to notice different things. It begins to see the door that was always there, but that you had been taught to walk past. This is not magic. This is neuroscience. This is your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, pointed in a direction you choose. Now I want to talk about patience, because patience has a terrible reputation, and I think it deserves a proper defense. Patience is not passivity. Patience is not sitting in a corner, twiddling your thumbs, pretending everything is fine while secretly dying inside. Real patience, divine patience, the kind worth cultivating, is active. It is faith in motion. It is doing the work today, without needing to see all the results today. It is watering the garden even when nothing has broken through the soil yet. It is showing up as the person you are becoming, before you have all the proof that you are becoming them. Think of the most admirable people you know, the ones who seem to move through life with grace, who attract good things almost effortlessly, who do not seem rattled by setbacks the way the rest of us are. What do they have that seems different? I will tell you what they have. They have made peace with the process. They have stopped treating time as an enemy and started treating it as an ally. They understand, on a deep and settled level, that they are not behind. They are not ahead. They are exactly where they are supposed to be. And from that place of peace, they can move with clarity and confidence, rather than from desperation and fear. Desperation, by the way, is one of the most reliable ways to repel the very things you want. Have you ever noticed that? The job you wanted so badly that you